freed me from my chains. You gave me a new name, led me by the hand into the wealthy place. Freed me from my chains. You gave me a new name, led me by the hand into the wealthy place. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better, better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better, better. You conquered my Egypt, Yahweh, Yahweh. Walked through my desert, Yahweh, Yahweh. Broke through my darkness, Yahweh, Yahweh. Delivered the promise, Yahweh, Yahweh. For you know the plans for me, my hope and future. You set in my destiny to a path that prospers. For you know the plans for me, my hope and future. You're setting my destiny to a path that prospers. For you know the plans for me, my hope and future. You're setting my destiny to a path that prospers. keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better, better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better, better. You conquered my Egypt, Yahweh, Yahweh. Walked through my desert, Yahweh, Yahweh. Broke through my darkness, Yahweh, Yahweh. Delivered the promise, Yahweh, Yahweh. For you know the plans for me, my hope and future. You set in my destiny to a path that prospers. For you know the plans for me, my hope and future. You're setting my destiny to a path that prospers. For you know the plans for me, my hope and future. You're setting my destiny to a path that prospers. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better, better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better, better. You conquered my Egypt, Yahweh, Yahweh. Walked through my desert, Yahweh, Yahweh. You broke through my darkness, Yahweh, Yahweh. Delivered the promise, Yahweh, Yahweh.
Hey, this is Dr. Willie Jolly. I am so excited to take a moment to tell you about my friend, Dr. Keith Johnson. He is the best speaker in the world on the topic of confidence.
For over 22 years on nearly every continent, bringing his message of confidence to over 1.5 million people, Amazon best-selling author and America's #1 confidence coach, Dr. Keith Johnson has transformed people from all walks of life.
It may be one of the most powerful speakers I've ever seen.
Dr. Johnson has worked alongside some of the most influential thought leaders, such as Les Brown, the world's #1 motivational speaker, who said, Keith Johnson has unique insights, humor, and teaches life-changing principles that will increase your confidence and allow you to more fully live your purpose. As a founding member of the John Maxwell team, Keith understands the power of honest communication and the strategies for effective leadership. Dr. Keith Johnson has spoken in some of the largest churches in the world and frequently presents for Get Motivated business seminars, the largest speaking tour in the United States. Dr. Keith Johnson has also been featured on many popular national television shows. Women's World, the most read magazine for women across the globe, recognized him as one of America's ultimate experts on confidence. Whether you want to lead a business, organization, sales team, or a church, nothing happens until you gain more confidence. Are you ready for a positive change? This is your moment, an opportunity for you to be inspired and transformed by a proven expert. Everybody, please welcome to the stage America's #1 confidence coach, Dr. Keith Johnson.
Welcome, 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 everybody. Hey, 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 give me a wave if you can see me, if you can hear me out there. All right, all right, all right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Man, we have people coming in from all over the place. Welcome to all of those of you who are on VIP here on Zoom. Welcome to those of you who are on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn is live tonight. YouTube is live tonight. Welcome to all the Twitch, all the different channels we have going on live right now. We are super excited that you are here. If you are an author, speaker, coach, consultant, thought leader, man, I'm going to tell you, you're going to want to make sure that you have your computers out to be able to take some notes, have a pen, have some paper, because tonight is going to be a night that's going to revolutionize your life and empower you with the strategies that you're going to need to make a major shift in what you're doing. So I'm so glad that all of you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And let's just get started right off the bat. Now that we're all situated here, let me just adjust just a couple things here for us here tonight so that we can really get started. Let me see. All right, there we go. All right. Yes, okay. Welcome to the Welcome to the 3 deadly mistakes that cost me $8.2 million and kept me from getting known. It kept me from selling more books. It kept me from attracting more high-ticket clients, and it kept me from increasing my influence, my impact, and my income. I'm so excited that you are here today. And if you feel like that you are stuck, like you have this desire to be used by God to make a huge difference around the world, yet you're feeling like you're stuck right now, hey, I got some good news for you. I know exactly where you were. I was in the same boat that you were in many, many years ago, back in 2002. And I want you to know that this tonight is going to help you in so many ways. Because what I discovered in my crisis, you know, what we call a crisis, God calls a classroom. And what I discovered in my crisis transformed my life. And so I want to be vulnerable with you today, and I want to share with you my 3 big mistakes that, cost me $8 million in 10 years. And it kept me from the influence, the impact, and the income that I could have had if I wouldn't have just made these 3 big mistakes. And I'll never forget back then, I was stuck going into small little churches. And it was almost hilarious. I would speak from Sunday to Wednesday, and they thought they were doing a big service and really sowing a big seed when they gave me $500 for Sunday through Wednesday service that couldn't even pay my salary, much less take care of my whole ministry salary. But I was stuck going this little circuit of small little churches. Because of my desire to make a difference in people's lives, I got $180,000 in credit card debt with 37 credit cards. And then I found myself with no money coming in. So my wife and I had to sell everything we had, and we had to move into my mother-in-law's little 12 by 12 bedroom. I jokingly laugh and say it was hell on earth, right? There's nothing worse than having to move into your mother-in-law's house, right? That was the toughest year of my life, yet that was the year I made a huge pivot. I changed almost everything about me when I ran into a mentor. You see, prior to that, I was like a lone ranger out there. I was out there all by myself, and I had no help whatsoever. I had to figure it all out on my own. So I hit my head against a lot of brick walls, made a whole lot of mistakes. I'm breaking them down today to 3 of my major mistakes that I made. But I made a lot of mistakes until this mentor came into my life. And as I started to look at all the mistakes I made, I said, wow, he really helped me with 3 big ones that instantly changed my entire world. And you know, the book of Proverbs tells us in chapter 1, verse 5, it says, a wise man will listen and will gain counsel, and listen to counsel. That means that a wise person won't be a lone ranger, and they will search out and pursue mentors, successful mentors, not just mentors from who call themselves mentors, but people who have a proven track record. That's wise counsel. Iron sharpens iron, not the same level of iron, but a sharper iron is required to sharpen the other piece of iron. And so I had to find somebody who was where I wanted to be, who had success at the level I wanted to have success at, who was making a huge impact and was making a fortune. And when I found that man, he told me exactly what I was doing wrong. And it changed my entire life. And I just want to pause there. You see, when God wants to change your life, he brings a person into your life. That's right. When the enemy wants to destroy your life, he brings a wrong person into your life. God wanted to change my life, so he brought a mentor, a seasoned mentor, a successful mentor into my life. And I pursued him. I did everything I could do to get his mentorship. And that year was a transformational year for me, by far. You see, I went from being stuck going into small little churches to then, in the next 3 years, speaking on some of the largest church platforms literally in the world. I went from those little small churches to speaking at Get Motivated Business Seminars, the largest business seminar company literally in the world. I went from being $180,000 in credit card debt with no money coming in to building a multi-million-dollar expert empire. I went from living in my mother-in-law's house to today I live on a waterfront, totally debt-free. To say that this mentor changed and impacted my life is beyond words. And I'm hoping today, as you've connected with us, that you will get this secret in your heart and you will say, you know what? I cannot go along anymore trying to do it all alone. I need somebody to help me. Now, rarely will a mentor reach for a mentee. But you see, as the mentee who needs to be sharpened, you have to be the reacher. But here's what I'm convinced. I am convinced that every Christian who desires to be used by God to change people's lives and to make a difference can impact 1 million people's lives and make millions of dollars doing what they love. If they simply don't make these 3 big mistakes that I'm going to share with you right now. Let's dive right into it. My first big mistake that I made was this. I worked really, really hard to become a generalist instead of a recognized expert. I want that to sink in. I worked really, really hard to be a generalist instead of working really, really hard to become an expert. Now, what do you mean by that? Well, you see, when I first started off, I was part of a church and became a pastor. And when you become a pastor, you have to be a generalist because a church expects a pastor to know everything about everything, right? It's like you got to know about counseling. You got to know about marriages. You got to know about parenting. You got to know about God. You got to know about finances. You got to know about relationships. You got to know a lot of things because a lot of people have different needs and they're coming to you. And so what I did is I made the same mistake so many people who want to be authors, speakers, coaches, and consultants make is, man, I started reading and reading and reading and reading about one subject after the next subject. I spent 10 years of my life studying and reading multiple subjects. That made me a generalist in a lot of things, but an expert in nothing. Now I want you to know that I love pastors, but pastors are only experts on the things of God, really. The Bible, mastering the Bible, that's their expertise. But most speakers, motivational type people, they model and try to build their expert empires around the model of a pastor. That's not what you want to do. Because you got to understand this. If you're going to be an expert, your wisdom determines your success. I want you to get that. Solomon showed us all throughout the book of Proverbs that wisdom brings influence. Wisdom brings wealth. Wisdom brings impact. So the level of your wisdom on one subject. See, if you're going to be an expert, you can't be a generalist. You can't be an expert on everything because then you're an expert on nothing. But you got to focus in on one subject area and have wisdom on that one subject area more than anybody else, because your success as an author, speaker, coach, consultant, thought leader is going to be based on your ability to be known as a master of one subject, not a dabbler. You see, a lot of people out there have really big egos. They think they know everything about everything. And that's the ego speaking. But masters don't think they are. Masters have small egos that says, I need to learn, I need to grow. But where do you need to grow? Here's what I learned. In my crisis, I learned I needed to study one topic. One topic. And if I could master one topic and gain more wisdom than anybody else on one topic, I could make more money than 95% of people in the world. That's when I decided to master the subject of confidence. That's why today around the world, I am recognized as America's #1 confidence coach. That's why I have clients who pay me $50,000 a month for my coaching. That's why I speak at some of the largest churches, some of the largest business seminar companies in the world. Why? Because I'm seen as an expert on a particular topic, and so they pay me well. If they see you as an amateur, if they see you as a dabbler, they don't tend to pay well, and they put you up at the Roach Coach Inn and take you out to Denny's for dinner at night. And that's why a lot of you want to quit and want to give up. So let me give you these 3 things, right? If you want to really succeed at what you're doing, you've got to become an expert. How do I become an expert? Well, you got to decide what topic that you're going to master in your lifetime. Now, I say your lifetime. I realized this back in 2002. And I've made it my lifetime study of studying the subject of confidence. Nobody on the planet knows the subject of confidence more than me. Now, there may be, there's more people who are more confident than me. I'm not here to argue that. But I can get on stage with anybody on the planet and talk about my topic in a way of mastery with anybody. And that's where we've got to get you. If you're going to succeed, if you're going to make a difference, and if you're going to make a fortune. The second thing you got to do is you got to build your library. You got to decide what topic. Second thing you got to do is you got to build your library around that one topic. Throw out all your other books on all the other topics, and we've got to build you a library on one topic, because you're not going to have room for any other books. You're not going to have time to read any other books. We're talking about mastery here. Then the third thing you do is you become prolific. You start writing about the topic. You start creating masterminds about the topic. You start coaching on the topic. You start developing courses on the topic. This is how I built my whole expert empire. But you see, my friend, if you can't tell me in one single word what you master, what you know more than anybody else, you're not an expert. You are an amateur. And guess what? Amateurs make amateur wages. And some amateurs don't make any. They pay for what they do. Only professionals get paid really well. And that's where we've got to get you to, my friend. I want you to think about this one topic thing. Because if I say the name John Maxwell, what do you think? You think one word, leadership. If I say the name Solomon, you think one word. What was it? Wisdom. He said in Ecclesiastes, I set out to know more about wisdom than anybody else on the earth. Go check it out. God came to him. What do you want? I want wisdom. He mastered one topic. became the fourth richest man in the history of the world. Some say number one. It's debatable. If I say if I say the name Dave Ramsey, you think of debt. If I say Michael Jordan, you think of basketball. If I say Billy Graham, you think of salvation. If I say Joseph, you think of a dreamer, right? All these people were masters of one topic. I want to share with you somebody that I taught, because you see, not only did I do this, and you see case studies here that I brought out of other people who've done the same thing, but also I've had students who have gone through my courses and who have discovered their one word, who've also gone on to become recognized as experts and made millions and millions and millions of dollars. I want to show you a video clip of one of my students named Martijn van Tielen. Amazing, amazing man. And he literally made $1 million in one day with his expert empire. I want to take you into that clip right now. Here's a little picture here of the proof that he made $1 million in one day with one of his product launches. I want you to hear what Martijn has to say.
Hi, my name is Martijn van Tilburg. I'm the owner of Four Rivers Media. We come alongside influencers to help bring their message to market. And we started our company in 2008. It was definitely a day of small beginnings. And we grew out to be a multi-million-dollar company, specifically doing business in the Christian space, helping Christian leaders bring their message to market. And along the way, I met somebody named Dr. Keith Johnson, and I just wanted to give him a shout out today. Keith Johnson has been a tremendous blessing. He is a godsend. I always look back to the 12 years that we've been in business, and there's different phases of growth that I can identify. And at the foundation of every growth spurt was a strategic alliance. And I can truthfully say that the relationship with Keith Johnson has been such a relationship. He's been a mentor, he's been a coach. His teaching has inspired me to think bigger. His coaching program has helped me to see beyond my current circumstance into the future. And it has definitely helped me grow the company. And, besides the favor of the Lord, Keith really has helped me become who we are today. And for that, I want to thank you. And I want to encourage everybody to check him out, find out what he stands for. He brings tremendous value. He's an out-of-the-box thinker. He is somebody that doesn't think small. So if comfort and small thinking and safety is your forte, don't do anything with him, because he's definitely going to get you out of your comfort zone. But as he does that, you'll experience something that you probably haven't experienced before. He's a great guy. You're going to love him, and I encourage you to connect with him. Keith, you're a blessing, man.
I love it. I love it. Now, Martijn's one word was innovation. So you could stop the share, please. Martijn's word was innovation, and he built a whole career off of that one word. Now, here's the warning, right? Like, you could spend your entire career building on one word, and it could be the wrong one word. Oh my. You see, how could it be the wrong one word? Well, number one, that nobody really cares about the message that you're speaking, right? Like, there's no hunger in the world for that one message. I found that with many people. Or number two, You don't have anybody that will pay you money for that one word. Like I've had people say to me, oh, I know what my one word is. I'm like, what? And they say, oh, it's joy. It's joy. I'm like, okay. I said, who's going to pay you $120,000 for you to teach them about joy? And I've heard all kinds of crazy people who come up, they hear this message and they say, oh, I'm going to do this. And it's like, okay, you've got to find a market that's hungry for your one word. So you got to have one word, but you got to have a market for it. Like for me, my one word was confidence. And at the time, there was a lot of hunger for people to build their confidence. And there wasn't anybody talking about that subject. So there's a lot of hunger for that subject, right? So there were people who wanted it. And then also people who knew it was a problem that was big enough, they were willing to reach in their pocket and pay to get the solutions that I was offering. So finding your one word is so critical. I have another coach that I thought was just awesome. She struggled as an author and speaker for many years. Her name is Deborah Wright. And recently she was just awarded a big reward as one of the nation's top coaches. I'm so proud of her. And she found her one word. I want to show you this little clip because I want to emphasize this to you, that you've got to find your one word also. Let's listen to what Deborah said.
Hello, my name is Deborah Wright, and I am here to just share with you my experience and my journey. During the pandemic, I decided that I needed a change in my life. I was an event planner and I was totally burnt out and I didn't want to do it anymore. And I knew that something had to give. I needed a change. And so one day my brother decided that he was going to have a speaker online. And I joined that live and I met Dr. Keith Johnson. I followed him and I stayed in contact. And then he showed up one day and he talked about 83K Academy. I was like, okay, God, I want to do this. I am going to do this because I needed to change. So I decided, yes, I made a difference. I decided that I was going to do something about my life. And I got into 83K Academy. Let me tell you, I have never, ever looked back, because the woman that I became through that process, I realized that I had something inside of me to share to the world, to help others. I discovered my one word, which is forgiveness. I am now your forgiveness coach. If people are hurting, I come alongside them to help them. And in order for me to realize that dream, I had to go through the process of 83K Academy. If you are sitting on the fence today about doing change with your life, don't wait another moment. Jump in today. Take action today. 83K Academy will change your life.
Awesome. Awesome. Isn't that great, man? Think about that. To go through what we call our 83K Academy. In our 83K Academy, we help you as an author, speaker, and coach zero in on what is my one word. And we help you go deep inside and uncover it and unearth it. And then once you do that, now you're functioning inside of God's purpose for your life, and you literally become unstoppable. So that was a big mistake I made. I didn't have my one word for the first decade, and I failed horribly. So that's why I'm super passionate about right now in this season of my life about helping. I want to help 1,000 coaches find their one word, and then not only find it, but take it to market, monetize it, and make a huge impact for the kingdom of God. So that's mistake number one. Mistake number two, I underestimated my own potential and the potential of the business of changing people's lives. It's kind of a twofold mistake. I underestimated my own potential and the potential of building a business or a ministry that focuses on changing people's lives. I had a limited belief system. I did not believe in myself. That's right. When you say the word potential, I think of potential's not who you are right now, it's who you could become. Potential's not what you're doing right now, it's what you could be doing. Potential's not what you have right now, it's what you could have. Potential's not how many people you're helping right now, it's how many people you could help in the future. I had huge potential, but I underestimated myself. God wasn't underestimating me. I was underestimating myself because of my own small beliefs. So I would look around and I would look at John Maxwell. I would look at T.D. Jakes. I would look at Joyce Myers and I'd say, wow, I could never be them. It was during that time in 2002 when I started to study the subject of confidence. I started to realize, I thought, wait a minute. If anybody in the world can do something, I can do it too. I started thinking in terms of, wait a minute. John Maxwell, T.D. Jakes, Joyce Myers, they all put on their underwear the same way I put on my underwear. And I started thinking about, wait a minute. God's Spirit has anointed all of us to preach, to heal, to transform people's lives. And if God can use them, God can also use me. That changed my mindset totally. And I finally started believing that I could do this. Now, maybe never at John Maxwell level. Now, maybe never at Joyce Meyer level or T.D. Jake level. But I could do it at the level and to the people that God had assigned me to do. And amazingly, I ended up speaking at some of the same stages of those three people that I mentioned. But see, I had to break my own mindset that I wasn't enough, that I can't, I'm not good enough, not smart enough. And I had to move beyond that. And I had to start believing in myself, not just believing in God, because many Christians believe great things about God, but they don't believe in themselves. I want to share with you another one of my students. He was amazing. He was just playing on a praise and worship team, playing the saxophone. And he would come to our conferences and play the saxophone. And one day I got a hold of him. I said, man, there's a message inside of you. And you're called to do more than just play the saxophone in the background for the praise and worship team of your church. And he went through 83K Academy, discovered his one word, started believing in himself that he could do it. And now today, he has his own radio show program. I want you to hear from Bernard Rose. And he's got a television, he's got a radio program, and he just produced his new book. Let's hear from Bernard Rose.
Hey everybody, I'm Bernard Rose, and I have a radio program called Better Living for a Better Life broadcast. I'm really excited about that. And before I had that show, I was a person that lacked clarity. I didn't really know exactly what God had called me in the earth to do. I was very challenged with that because I was good at a lot of things. And so I was never really as focused as I needed to be, or should I say I was focused perhaps in the wrong area. And I had the privilege to go to 83K Academy. And one of the changes that took place there is that I was impacted by Dr. Keith Johnson to understand that I needed to get focused. I needed to get clarity about my specific calling, what God had called me in the earth to do. And through that process, I got focused. I got clarity. I got a word, which was the word better. And I learned from that my calling is to help people live a better life, to help them in many arenas to move from point A to point B. And in that process, I've got a clear message in terms of how to do that. And so after 83K, I've again been a part of a radio broadcast that's impacting people in the community. I have touched many folks who often tell me that. I'm now an author. I finished my first book called Winners Win: How to Beat the Odds and Succeed in Business. And I'm just so excited about the things that God is doing for me. I just want to encourage you to be a part of 83K Academy because it's going to make incredible changes in your life because Dr. Keith leaves nothing on the table. Hey, be a part of 83K and I promise you, your life will change.
All right, all right. That's awesome. You see, my friend, I want you to understand something. There is no lack out there for the possibilities of what can happen for you. You see, I didn't believe in myself, and I also didn't fully understand the possibilities of building a business totally focused on changing other people's lives. You see, I started thinking, everybody's just not interested in change. Everybody's just not interested in coaching. But the truth is, there is no lack of people who are searching for direction in their lives. Man, people need coaches. People need consultants now more than ever before. Because people are asking, hey, what's next? Just like you have thoughts in your mind. Man, what's my next move? And they're all looking for direction. And so what do they need? They need coaches. They need consultants. The truth of the matter is there's no lack of problems in the world. That's what you're called to do. You're called to solve some sort of particular problem in the earth and provide solutions to those problems, which even open up the door to bigger problems. Because smaller problems open the door to bigger problems. And then bigger problems open the door to really extreme problems. And you're rewarded in life according to the problems that you solve. So in order to make more money, we've got to solve extreme level problems. And there's plenty of extreme problems in the earth. So people exchange money for you to solve their problem. And finally, the truth is there's no lack of speaking opportunities out there. Man, there's people who are begging for speakers, authors, and coaches to come and to help them. So there's no lack. The possibilities of this is mammoth. It's huge. The speaking, coaching, consulting, and coaching industry is predicted to be a $4 trillion industry within the next 10 years. It's going to be crazy. And right now, this is the pathway that people are going towards to get rich faster than ever before. It's amazing what's happening in this industry. Let's look at mistake number 3 now. So mistake number 1 we talked about. I didn't have my one word. I was an amateur. Mistake number 2, I didn't believe in myself. Deep down in my soul, I didn't believe I was worthy to stand on big stages, speak on television, speak on radio, write best-selling books. But when I changed what I believed about myself and what I changed what I believed about the potential of this industry. In my mother-in-law's house, I almost started saying, there's I can't make a living doing this. And it wasn't that I couldn't make a living. It was that I didn't have a mentor and I didn't have a map. Oh my. Because see, my mentor, not only did he tell me about my mistakes, my mentor also gave me the map that I needed. And see, that brings me to our next big mistake that I made. Excuse me, let me get a drink of water here. If you're enjoying this, post yes down below. Go ahead, post yes down below. I see you posting. I see you posting on social. Yep. Awesome, awesome. I'm just trying to help you not make the same mistakes. And so let's go with mistake number 3. I thought it would be hard and long if I didn't have a mega church television ministry or millions of followers. So when I looked at making an impact in the world, I also had this thought of, man, it's going to be a long journey and it's going to be really, really, really hard. Now, I want you to think about something. If you think something's going to be long or something's going to be really hard, guess what's going to happen? You're never going to start. You're never going to take the very first step. And that was me. In 2002, I was sitting there. I was making a little bit of difference. I was praying and asking God, God, please open doors. But really, I thought this was going to be long and hard, and it was going to take me forever. So I never took massive action. And that's the key word. Massive action. Not a little bit of action. You see, when you have a really big dream and you start believing that this is possible, that you could touch 1 million people's lives, that you can make $1 million in a year. And some of you think, oh, that's impossible. I showed you one of my students that made it in a day. $1 million in a day. When you start opening up your mind and say, wow, this is possible, I'm going to tell you what. When you start believing you can, that's when the how-to shows up. See, I had to believe that it was possible. And that's the first thing my mentor helped me on. Keith, if they can do it, you can do it. Then, okay, I believe I can. Now, hey, I'm going from Florida to California. I need a map to teach me how to get to the destination I need to go to, or else I'm going to be lost and I'm not going to know what to do. So I'm going to sit at home and wait. Pray, hope. But prayer and hope is not a strategy. And that's what my mentor did. My mentor gave me a map. And once you have a map, driving from Florida to California is easy. It's easy. Better yet, flying to California is even easier. And so that's what a mentor do. A mentor helps you not only get the map, but helps you get there faster than if you were to do it all by yourself. So one of the things that he taught me was that I was looking for a path, but I actually needed to learn the math. Oh, yeah. You see, once you start figuring out the math, then you start discovering the path. What do you mean by that? Well, back in those days, I was making $25,000 a year about. I couldn't survive on that. Couldn't pay the bills on that. Couldn't build a ministry on $25,000 a year. My wife didn't work, so we were struggling. And my mentor said to me, he says, hey, how much money do you make? I said, $25,000 a year. And he says, okay. He says, wow, that's, you're really, really poor. I'm like, yeah, it feels like it. But no, do you believe God wants you to be poor? I'm like, no, I don't believe God wants me to be poor. He's like, okay. He said, so how much money would you love to make? I said, well, I'd love to make $1 million. And he says, well, that's good. He says, how much do you need to make a month to make $1 million? I was like, oh, I don't know. And he said, Keith, that's your problem. Oh. He said, Keith, you don't know the math. That's why you'll never experience the path. I'm like, wow. And he said right away, he said, to get to $1 million, it's $83,000 a month. You have to make $83,000 a month. That's why we call this 83K Nation. We call our training for author, speakers, and coaches 83K Academy, because 83 is our target. We got to make $83,000 a month. Then you got to back it up. Excuse me. We said, Keith, how much do you need to make in a week? $19,000, he said. So I took my pen. $19,000. He said, right, $19,000 a week. He said, then you need to make $2,700 a day, every day. To get to $83,000, you got to make $2,700 a day. He said, see there, Keith, you didn't know the math. So now that you know the math, now you can discover what the path is. So you got to ask yourself the right questions. How can I make $2,700 a day? He said, Keith, you got a product that you can sell for $2,700? I'm like, no. He said, well, he said, that's why you're never going to get to $1 million. He says, see, now that you have the numbers, you know the math, and now you can figure out the product that you have to sell that is solving somebody's problem that is worth $2,700 that they'll pay you because you're solving a bigger problem, a 10x problem bigger than $2,700. You're solving a $27,000 problem for them. And they're only paying $2,700. It changed my life. So I thought it was going to be long. I thought it was going to be hard because I didn't have a mega church. I didn't have a big ministry. And my friend, you don't have to have that in this industry. All the people I just showed you on camera, you don't even know who they are. You've never heard their names before, and they've made millions. Let me take you to two more guys. I'm just going to hit these right in a row for you. I want you to see this. The first one is a guy by the name of James. Excuse me, I got a little thing in my throat. James works as a landscaper. Went through 83K, a landscaper. Went through 83K Academy, found his one word, wrote a book. He's out there, he's consulting, he's coaching other people in the landscape business, doing a great job. He made his first 83K. The next guy you're going to see is Justin. Justin came across my path. He was just getting a divorce. He had to move out of his home. He is living in a little tiny efficiency, had no money at all. Went through 83K Academy. I want you to see these two gentlemen and what happened after they went through this training. It's very inspiring. having a little technical difficulties with our team, but we'll get it up and going here. There you go. Maybe just start her up again. Space
Hi, my
button.
name is James Mansky. I'm an entrepreneur, a speaker, a coach, and Amazon best-selling author of the book Thinking Horizontally. And I went through Keith Johnson's 83K Academy. Keith's program not only helped me to shape my coaching and consulting programs, but also helped me to become a better leader, an all-around better person. I cannot give enough praise and speak highly enough for Dr. Johnson for the lessons I learned working in his programs. His course not only just helped me to define my program, my courses, but also became more effective and more personable, which led to impacting hundreds, if not thousands of lives in the last year and generating nearly 6 figures in the first year alone. So if you're looking to start coaching, creating courses or write a book, I highly recommend working with Keith Johnson and 83K. Trust someone that has impacted thousands of lives and continues to create massive amounts of impact in this world. So don't put it off. Don't kick it down the road for the next day. If you want to become a better person, a better leader, a better coach or author, make sure you work with Keith Johnson.
Hi, my name is Justin Kane. Just in 2022, I went through 83K Academy with Dr. Keith Johnson, and grateful that I did. I was in a particular place in my life where I was transitioning from one particular way of career, trying to figure out what life looked like moving forward. And of course, as many of you know, maybe watching this, he's very insistent on finding your one word and getting into a place where you can think bigger than you're thinking at that present moment. And one of the things that happened with 83K is it kind of expanded my mind to see the possibilities of what could happen on a monthly basis. We all have that desire maybe to become a millionaire, but to see that it's $83,000 a month translates into $1 million a year, it kind of expanded my mind. And so as a result, I'm now 14 months removed from that time in 83K. And I found a business partner, started a company, and we just in the 12th month of business hit the 83,000 per month mark, and we just crossed over the 100,000 per month mark this past January. So very grateful for someone who would continue to provoke another individual, myself, to think bigger, even in a season when I didn't know exactly which way to turn and where to go. And I'm grateful for that opportunity to sit in that place and expand my way of thinking. And 14 months later, God has done an amazing, amazing work. One that my mind is blown that someone could make in a business over $100,000 monthly reoccurring revenue each month. So thank you, Dr. Keith. It's been a pleasure to expand my mind and to go through 83K.
Awesome. I'm so excited. I love to hear these testimonies that my team has put together to share with you. Why are we doing this? We're doing this to get you to believe that it's possible, that it's possible for you to be able to do this. If you have the right mentor and you have the right map, man, this is the industry to be in. Now, I want to share a little bit about 83K. And I know this may not be for all of you who are listening, but I know it's for some of you who are out there and you're really looking for mentorship. You're really looking for, man, how do I really get the training and the equipping that I need to go to the next level? And if that's you, hey, I want you to stay on. If it's not, if you say, man, I'm not interested in that, I enjoyed the 3 mistakes, hey, God bless you. And great, this may not be for you. But for those of you who say, man, I want to know more about this 83K thing, first of all, I want to just let you know exactly what we do in 83K. 83K, we help thought leaders, authors, speakers, coaches, and consultants to do 6 major things. Number 1, discover their one word. Number 2, build a brand around it. Number 3, market it to get known. Number 4, help you monetize that message. Number 5, help you earn $83,000 per month. Number 6, help you make a bigger difference in the world. That's what we do at 83K Academy. We're focused on these 6 things. Now, how we do it is we take you through a 6-week mentoring process. And that entails you receiving a video every single day for 6 weeks, about an hour long. Do it in your morning as a devotional, do it in the evening before you go to bed, 1 hour a day. And I'm going to run you through 4 of my top tiered training programs. The first program is my Life Coaching Certification Academy, where we teach you how to be a certified life, leadership, church growth, and business coach, so you can have the skill set to bring the transformation to your clients, so they'll reward you with referrals to other people. And then you see you're not playing the game anymore of being the lowest priced person in town. That once you get referrals, now it's not about price, it's about transformation. Then the second course we're going to take you into is what I call the high ticket consultant. And here we're going to teach you how to command higher consulting fees from higher quality clients, even if nobody's ever heard of you. So we want to raise your fees, and we're going to teach you how to get those whale-sized clients so that you can make a greater impact on higher level people and you can generate more income. Then we're going to teach you how to write your way to millions. We're going to teach you how to write your best-selling book. And inside of this program, we're going to help discover your one word. So it's right in between these two. We're going to help you unpack your one word, because once you unpack your one word, now you're ready to write your book. Now you're ready to develop your training courses. Now you're ready to develop your master classes and all the other programs that you're going to build on. And so we take you through the Write Your Way to Millions course. And then finally, the final course that we take you through is Speak for a Change. And in that, we teach you how to become a world-class communicator, in which you can communicate, connect, and convert people to, at the end of your speech, to come and follow you and get your services and your training programs. So these are the 4 equipping programs that we have for you to help you build your expert empire. Now, in addition to that, what I do is I help you the full for 7 Saturdays in a row. So for 6 weeks, you go through these courses. For 7 Saturdays in a row, you're going to join a small group of people, one-on-one with me, every Saturday from 8 to about 9:30 in the morning. Sometimes we go to 10, sometimes we go to 10:30. But I stay there because that time is a time where everything you learn during the week, you're going to be able to ask me questions. Not only be able to ask me questions, but we'll have coaching times for each person that's there. And it's just a really impactful time where basically I just pull the curtains open and really give you the information you need for all the behind the scenes stuff that you're going to need. So these Saturdays are totally, it's like, this is the big transformation that takes place in your life as we spend almost 14 hours together in a very small setting, where you can get the help, where you can get the coaching that you're going to need to launch your business, to scale your business, and to grow it. So there it is. That's what 83K Academy is all about. Our next class starts in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. And if you're interested, now, if you're interested, you have a desire to become a coach, author, speaker, or if you already are doing it, but you're hitting your head against a brick wall, and you know that you want mentoring, that you need somebody to help you, and you need the map to make all this happen. Listen, some of you are awesome, but you just, it's like you got the wrong word, you don't have a mentor, and you don't have the map. And my people perish because of what? Of a lack of knowledge. Some of you, that's all it is. It's not God stopping you. It's not the devil stopping you. It's not the economy. It's not the president. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's you need a mentor. You need to find your one word. And we need to get busy at taking that one word and taking the map and taking your message to the marketplace and monetizing it. That's what it's all about. So right here, I want to give you this. If you have a desire to build a business, like maybe you're like a Justin, or maybe you're like James. Hey, I'm looking to switch careers, and you want to know more about it, and you want a strategy session call with me or one of my coaches. Here's what you could do. We want to first book a strategy session call with you, a half-hour call where we will strategize on your one word. We'll help you during that half hour. See if this is a right fit for you, a right direction for you to go. So we'll spend time coaching you. And if we feel like it's a right fit, you'll get an invitation to go to 83K Academy. If we feel it's a right fit, we'll let you apply. And if not, we hope that we can make a difference in your life in a half-hour time. And we'll send you on your way. And we'll say, God bless. And I'll hope that we hear great things from you. So there it is, 83kacademy.com/call. So to book a strategy session, all you got to do is go to this link right here. My team, if you're on one of the social media platforms, my team will have it posted down in the comment section. You can just go down there in the comment section and click the link and book a time for me or one of my coaches. I'm going to do the best to talk to as many people as I can over the next few days. And my team's going to be there. We're all going to work hard to get you really clear on the decisions that you need to make to start, grow, and scale your expert empire. Listen, if you're listening to this and if you stayed on this long, chances are really high that God's hand is on your life and God is calling you. This is not something you just say, this sounds like a good career. This, my friend, is a calling. Warren Buffett said a long time ago, if you don't have a business where you can make money while you sleep, you will work like a dog the rest of the days of your life. Oh man. You see, when you build an information empire, you're getting to the place where you're making money in your underwear, where you sleep at night and your money's making money for you. Let me tell you, some of you are struggling. I don't know if this is for me. Go with your desire. An eagle desires to fly because it was designed by God to fly. You see, you didn't join this by accident. You want to make a difference. You want to make a fortune. And let me tell you, my friend, now is the time to get in early before Millions and millions of authors, speakers, and coaches rush to the table to get all of this money that people are going to be spending to get the help to solve their problems that they need from coaches, consultants, authors, and speakers. Now is the time to step into your God-given destiny. Now is the time to build a business that changes people's lives and makes a fortune. I'm just here to tell you that now's the time to do what God has called you to do. All right, there it is. And I'm looking forward to those of you who feel something in your heart to talk to you. So go ahead, go to 83kacademy.com/call. And you'll see right there, we'll ask you a few questions so I get to know you before the call. And then we'll head right in to, from there, you'll head right into the ability to book on my calendar a call. Tomorrow, I think I have an opening tomorrow. I have an opening on Friday. And then we have our team that can handle some of these. So God bless all of you. So I hope you got a lot. Post down below, like, what's your big takeaway? I'd love to hear your big takeaway from tonight. God bless everybody and Godspeed. Good night, everybody. I hope you got a lot out of this.